In October of 2019, 12 young adults joined me for a discussion on church belief and practice. These students were involved in Form, which is our practical leadership training community, and I asked them to help me make a list of all the different causes that can lead to church splits. Now, as we started writing on the whiteboard, it just hit me. I felt such a wave of sadness that it was so easy for us to come up with an entire list in just a few moments. Now, some of these reasons were important theological conversations like the nature of creation, when and how people should be baptized, the gifts of the Spirit, and so on. Others were based on things like church practice, cultural issues, or sin. And still other conflicts weren't based on theology or preserving a healthy community, but on personal preferences. Things like worship instruments, which version of the Bible is read, the kind of coffee they serve, and even the carpet color. Now, maybe you've experienced the deep pain and hurt of division in the church, or maybe you honestly feel apathetic towards some of these topics. Either way, this matters. It shows just how easy it is for us to fall into disunity, and it shows how important it is that we fight together instead for unity.
Now, none of this is new to us. In fact, the very first house churches ever had to work hard to carefully preserve healthy communities. This is exactly what's addressed in the New Testament letters of 2nd and 3rd John. John the elder wrote these two letters to ensure that these house churches made every effort to protect their unity. You see, when the church lives into its calling, it's a community of love, a space of grace and truth for one another, and a light to the darkness around us. In other words, we're marked by faithfulness to Jesus and to each other. We're marked by love, which has no greater joy than when we see each other follow truth. We're marked by this truth and standing up for what's right and calling one another into aligning our minds with the mind of God. And lastly, we're marked not by just knowing the truth or being right, but actually living holy lives. The theological words for this are orthodoxy, which is thinking rightly, and orthopraxy, which is living rightly. And all of it is shaped by love that can only come from Jesus.
Which leads us to the question, what is love? Love is the truth drenched in the grace to receive it. And it's who we're called to be. Now just imagine the witness that we have as a church. Imagine how we'll reflect Christ when others see us handle conflict with both grace and truth. Imagine the power of what will happen when neighbors and coworkers see us live our lives together and our convictions in love, rather than creating a culture of us versus them. Consider the friends who will be impacted by receiving forgiveness, the family members who will discover how to approach truth and love, the teammates who get front row seats to faithfulness. We could be the light in a dark world.
So please, join us over the next 4 weeks as we navigate 2nd and 3rd John with our series called Dear Church, Love John. And may the way that we love one another help everyone in the greater Fort Wayne area have multiple opportunities to hear, to see, and to respond to the gospel.